Have you ever looked into someone's eyes as they smiled, nodded, or even said they were proud of you, yet deep down something twisted inside you? It felt as if your soul whispered, "This person doesn't mean it." You can't explain it. There's no proof, no argument, no betrayal, nothing on the surface, but their energy feels off. Their applause rings hollow, their laughter feels rehearsed, and when you rise, they hesitate for just a second before pretending to clap. This isn't a coincidence. You're not crazy. Carl Jung referred to it as the shadow, the dark, unspoken side of the human psyche. It hides behind fake smiles, empty compliments, and hollow cheers, but deep within it houses a storm: envy, resentment, hatred, and secret competition. And if you continue to ignore that gut feeling, the consequences will catch up with you, emotionally, mentally, and sometimes even physically. Because when hatred wears the mask of love, it becomes a slow poison. It doesn't strike from behind. It drains you while pretending to embrace you. In this video, I'll reveal 8 disturbing signs that someone close to you secretly hates you. Not dislikes, but hates. Trust me, most people don't recognize these signs until it's too late, until they're betrayed, used, or broken. But stay with me until the end, because sign number 8 will flip a switch in your mind, changing how you perceive others for the rest of your life. Let's dive in. Chapter 1: Sarcasm and Contempt. The poison behind the joke. "You're so sensitive, relax, I was just joking." Sound familiar? It seems casual, playful, even harmless, but it cuts each time. What if I told you those aren't jokes, but weapons wrapped in a smile? Sarcasm isn't always innocent. Sometimes it's a calculated form of hatred. They know your insecurities, your weight, your past, your mistakes, and they keep poking at them over and over while everyone else laughs. You feel cornered, embarrassed. But if you react, you become the problem. Chill, don't be dramatic. But let's call it what it is: emotional manipulation. Carl Jung once said, "Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves." But people who refuse to understand themselves project that irritation outward, making you their emotional dumpster. Their sarcasm isn't comedy, it's contempt. And their laughter is just camouflage. If their jokes always sting, if you feel anxious around their humor, if you laugh along with everyone else but later cry alone, that's not friendship. That's psychological warfare. They aren't joking. They're hurting you slowly, skillfully, without leaving a mark. Chapter 2: Subtle Sabotage. The knife in the back wrapped in concern. Ever had a friend who forgot to mention something important? That one piece of information that could have changed everything? Or the one who gave you advice that made things worse? They missed your big moment. They didn't show up when it mattered most. "I was busy," they say. Once? Maybe. Twice? Coincidence. But 3 times? 4? Every time? That's intentional sabotage. And the worst part? They don't stab you in the back. They do it while hugging you. Carl Jung warned that the person who feels inferior will often try to pull others down rather than rise themselves. They don't want to see you win, because every step you take forward reminds them of where they're stuck. So what do? They keep you small, gently, quietly. Through forgetfulness, bad advice, fake encouragement. "I was just trying to help," they'll say. But deep down they know exactly what they're doing. And what's terrifying is they look like your support system, but they're the quiet storm, eroding your confidence from the shadows. If someone keeps delaying your growth, missing your milestones, feeding your doubts, it's not concern, it's control. They don't want to lose you, but only if you stay beneath them. Chapter 3: Silent Competition. When every win becomes a war. You share good news, a promotion, a new project, a small victory. You expect a smile, maybe a hug. Instead you get, "Oh, guess what I just did?" Suddenly your moment isn't yours anymore. You shine and they dim the lights. You rise and they raise themselves higher, but not to celebrate with you. They do it to overshadow you. It's never direct, never loud, but always there, that subtle shift in tone, that forced smile, that desperate need to match or surpass you. Carl Jung nailed it. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. But instead of understanding, they compete. What they see in you, growth, happiness, purpose, is what they've neglected in themselves. So they turn every celebration into a scoreboard, every congratulations into a race. Not because they hate your success, but because your light makes their shadow feel darker. You didn't enter a competition, but they did. Silently, secretly, relentlessly. If you constantly feel like your wins spark invisible wars, if your happiness triggers passive comparison games, you're not growing with a friend, you're surviving a silent enemy. This isn't support, it's ego wrestling in disguise. Chapter 4. Superficial kindness. The smile that never reaches the eyes. They say all the right things. I'm proud of you, so happy for you, wow, that's amazing. But your heart doesn't buy it because deep down you feel it. The warmth is missing. Their eyes look elsewhere. Their tone lacks soul. Their presence nowhere to be found when it truly matters. Genuine people don't just say they care. They show up. They feel with you, cry with you, dance in your victories, and hold your hand through your storms. But fake friends? They disappear, absent during your highs, gone during your lows. And when they are around, their energy feels off, cold, indifferent, almost robotic. Carl Jung called it ego dissociation. It's when someone becomes so emotionally detached they lose the ability to connect with true human experiences. They don't hate you, but they're incapable of loving you either. They float through your life, saying what sounds nice, but never giving what truly matters. Presence, empathy, connection. If someone is always absent when your soul needs them, if their kindness feels like an auto-reply, you're not in a friendship, you're in a performance. And no matter how good the script is, you'll always feel the hollowness behind their smile. Chapter 5. Controlling through care. The most dangerous manipulation. It always starts gently. This is for your own good. You'll understand one day. I just don't want you to get hurt. Chapter 5. The mask of care. It sounds sweet, safe, protective, but deep inside you sense something isn't quite right. Your shoulders sag, excitement fades, and your voice trembles when you defend your choices. What they call care is really control. They don't scream, they don't fight. They influence subtly, gently, like a snake wrapping around you slowly, while whispering lullabies. You share an idea, and they tell you it's too risky. You dream aloud, and they say you're being unrealistic. You make a decision, and they suggest you're not thinking straight. The most dangerous part, they're not always wrong. Sometimes their advice does sound wise, their guidance appears mature. But it doesn't lift you, it shrinks you. Their words make you second-guess yourself, and before you know it, you're asking for their permission instead of trusting your own instincts. Carl Jung articulated this perfectly. People who can't control their own chaos attempt to dominate others to feel secure. Their lives are spiraling, their emotions a mess. So instead of healing, they control, because it gives them a false sense of order. They don't believe in your growth, they believe in their grip over you. So they play the long game. They don't force, they condition. They create an environment where you start to think, I need their advice. I shouldn't make a move without checking with them. What if they're right and I fail? But let me ask you, if someone's care consistently makes you feel powerless, doubtful, or dependent, is that really care? True support gives you wings. False concern ties you down. Real love says, I believe in you. Even if you fail, I'm still here. Fake love says, just do it my way, it's safer. They'll call it protection, but it's really possession. So, if someone constantly wants to dictate your path, control your pace, and influence your thoughts, while masking it as care, it's time to step back and ask, are they protecting me, or are they protecting their control over me? One empowers you, the other enslaves you. All behind a smile. Chapter 6. Gossip and criticism. What do people say when you're not around? You walk into a room and the smiles fade. The energy shifts. People glance at you, then look away. No one says a word, but you can feel it. Something's been said, something's been twisted. This is how gossip works. Silently, strategically, selfishly. When people lack the courage to confront you directly, they choose the coward's path. They poison your image instead of addressing you face to face. They don't attack your actions, they attack your character. They twist your words, question your intentions, and make others doubt you. And all of this happens without you even knowing. It's subtle, never too obvious, just enough to create suspicion, just enough to turn hearts against you while they smile in your face, pretending nothing's wrong. Why do they do this? Carl Jung understood this better than anyone. The brighter your light, the darker your shadow becomes in the eyes of others. Insecure people can't handle someone who owns their truth. They don't try to meet your energy, they try to mute it. They gossip because your growth threatens them. Your presence exposes their absence, your confidence highlights their insecurity, your peace disturbs their chaos. So what do? They engage in covert warfare, stabbing you with words you'll never hear, then shaking your hand as if nothing happened. But here's the truth. Gossip reveals more about the speaker than the subject. It's not your character that's on trial, it's theirs. People at peace with themselves don't feel the need to destroy others, but those who refuse to face their own demons project them onto you. So, the next time you sense a shift, the next time you walk into a room that feels colder, remember, their whispers aren't your shame. They're their cry for help. And while they talk behind your back, keep moving forward, because your silence speaks louder than any gossip ever could. Chapter 7. The absence of joy in your success. The emotional void that speaks volumes. They stood by you when you were down, when life was tough, when everything seemed to be falling apart. They were there. But the moment you started rising, getting back on your feet, tasting the sweet fruits of your hard work, silence. No excitement. No, I'm proud of you. No celebration, not even a genuine smile. You share the news and they respond with a flat, cool. You tell them about your new job, your win, your progress, and they nod, only to change the subject. You feel it. The coldness, the subtle emotional void. It stings because when you were at your lowest, you were relatable. You were no threat. Your failure made them feel better about their own shortcomings. But now, as you begin to grow, shine, and evolve, you remind them of everything they're not. They can't celebrate your success because it casts a shadow on their own lack of progress. They may pretend, they may say, "That's amazing," but their energy speaks the truth. Their eyes don't light up, their tone is flat, and deep inside, you feel it. They don't want to see you succeed because every step you take forward is a step away from them. Jung explained it clearly. If someone cannot rejoice in your joy, they are battling an internal war. Your success becomes a mirror. What they see isn't your happiness, it's their own stagnation. So instead of rising with you, they retreat. Not because you've changed, but because your change reminds them they didn't. It's painful to realize that the people who stood by you during your struggle can't stand by you during your triumph. But here's what you need to understand. Chapter 8. Body language, the truth they can't hide. Words can be crafted, smiles can be practiced, compliments can be rehearsed, but the body, your body, never lies. When someone secretly dislikes you, even if they never say it out loud, even if they never confront you, their body tells a different story. They might smile, shake your hand, speak kindly, but the energy in their posture, their eyes, the way they move around you, it speaks volumes. Their subtle body language reveals everything they won't say, and this is the truth they cannot hide. You can read the discomfort in the way they avoid eye contact, in how they shift their posture when you enter the room, or in the small gestures they try to mask. They may say all the right things, but their body will always give them away. People may try to hide their true feelings, but the body reveals it all. And when you learn to read these subtle cues, you stop questioning yourself. You stop doubting. The truth will always find its way out. You've come such a long way, and I'm genuinely happy for you. You've earned it. But, even while their words sound like poetry, their body is silently speaking betrayal. The smile they give is too forced, disappearing before it even fully forms. Their eyes? They don't light up. They avoid your gaze, their body subtly turning away from yours. Their voice lacks warmth, and something about their energy feels off. You can feel it in the air, even before they utter a word. No, you're not imagining things. You're not being overly sensitive. What you're experiencing is your deep, ancient intuition at work. Carl Jung captured it perfectly when he said, "The unconscious always speaks through the body." Even when someone's words lie, their body reveals the truth. Here's the secret no one ever tells you. When someone feels envy, resentment, insecurity, or competition toward you, their body reacts immediately. They might smile, but their jaw tightens, their shoulders tense up, and you can hear their breath shallow. They blink more rapidly, look away when you talk about your successes, clap a second too late, or give you a hug that's devoid of warmth. Their body leans away from you, not toward you. These aren't accidents. These are emotional micro-signals. Tiny betrayals that your soul picks up on before your mind even processes them. Because here's the truth. Your intuition evolved for survival long before language came into existence. Our ancestors trusted their instincts, body language, facial tension, tone, and silence. You're biologically wired to sense danger, even when it's cloaked in a perfume and a smile. That's why when you're around someone who secretly doesn't like you, you feel it deep within your gut, your chest, and the temperature of the room. You feel drained, uncomfortable, or confused, because while their words say friend, your body feels threat. That dissonance between what's said and the energy you feel, that's the glitch in the matrix, your internal warning system. But most people ignore it. Why? Because they've been conditioned to prioritize politeness over perception. So now that you're aware of the signs, what should you do? You don't need to confront them, expose them, or even hate them. You simply need to protect your peace. Because peace is precious, and you've been giving it away to people who didn't deserve it. It's time to set boundaries, stop over-explaining yourself, stop hoping they'll finally cheer you on, and most importantly, stop pouring your light into someone who only returns shadows. Here's the harsh truth. Not everyone in your life is truly on your side. Some people sit beside you not to support you, but to watch, study, and wait for your downfall. These people won't stab you with knives. No, they'll stab you with fake smiles, delayed applause, and quiet resentment. So, today, you face a choice. Keep trying to win the approval of those who secretly compete with you, or choose yourself. Choose your growth, your emotional freedom, because self-love begins exactly where fake love ends. If this video resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who's felt this same energy but couldn't quite put it into words. Drop a comment below and tell me which sign rang the most true in your life, which one hit you in the chest. And if you're ready for more deep, raw psychological insights on human behavior, hit that subscribe button, because this is just the beginning. We're going deeper, darker, and realer to help you master yourself in a world full of masks. Your journey has just become real, or maybe it's the start of a whole new you.